Welcome to the New York Weightlifting Podcast. I'm James McDermott, joined by Sarah Soto. Sarah, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good. I had a good Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully you did too. And now I'm gearing up for the end of the year.
Yes, same.
Yeah, it'll be nice to finish 2025. And who knows what adventures await all of us in 2026. I've been doing a lot of prepping for the new year. A lot of prepping. So like house projects, throw that away, buy this new thing, lifestyle changes, all these things because I figured let me start January 1st in October after states and just really like do this big buildup of all these projects and then I can just start the New Year's in peace.
That's smart. I feel like that's the kind of thing that I start to do and then it gets left by the wayside.
Yeah.
It's like a New Year's resolution thing, unfortunately.
Yeah. I've never done this before. It's like, and like, I'm talking little things like, oh, let me go to the eye doctor, and get a new pair of glasses and things that you might be like, all right, I'm going to do that next year. Or that's one of the things I want to accomplish in the new year. I just made a big list of all those things. And I'm like, I could just do it now, and just finish this last quarter strong of the year. And then in the new year, now I can just like, oh, maybe I'll just do that fun thing instead of all this work, this like personal work that I was going to put on my own plate.
I'm sure you'll find more work to do, though.
Yes, that is. I have been accused in the past of finding work when there is no work to be done. So I'm sure that'll definitely happen too. But so we do have some weightlifting things to talk about. So this is exciting. We just finished all right. I've been using AO finals as like a blanket term, but we had the Virus Weightlifting Finals and the United Masters Weightlifting Federation World Championships. I might just say AO finals, and then if you're listening, you have to know that I'm talking about both, or I'm talking about all of it.
Just call it finals.
Finals, there we go.
That's it. That's all that it's needed. Like it's absurd to try to remember the other things, and especially with the change, it's still being kind of like fresh in our minds. Finals is good.
That would be cool if they just renamed the meet just it's finals, just a big F with like you can make it look cool and everything. It's like because it is the end of the year. This is it. This is the final thing you can do on a national scale and international scale, not local, although we do in New York have one more local meet coming up, the Nick Curry Memorial coming up in Long Island. Chris Smith, Long Island WSO rep, he runs the last meet of the year every year, and that'll be on the 21st of December, I believe. So if anyone wants to get one last meet in, just a couple days before Christmas, maybe Santa will bring some new PRs, some state records, a gold medal.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
But I do like finals. All right, finals. Yeah. That's what we'll say, and then we can specify our Masters finals or finals.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I have not actually dug in to see. I don't know like what percentage of people did both meets or just decided to do one. I have no idea what the breakdown is of that. I'm sure I can get that from Mike Choi in the future because I'm sure he's curious too. But
yeah.
But I do know that having the options for everybody caused a lot of like issues. But that was to be expected. I feel
because it's tricky because they're in two locations, right, where the platforms were. Is that correct?
It was just 5 platforms.
Oh,
5.
Okay.
And they, some of them were designated for, it was like 2.5. It was like split, were for UMWF, and then the others were for finals. But there were some times where like they did need to like have a platform that operated for both. I was not there in person. I am very sad that I missed everybody. My husband had to have knee surgery, so I couldn't go. Unfortunately, I was bummed out because I was supposed to compete too and lift, and I was excited to go down and just see friends, but it did not happen. But anyway, all that to say,
how's he doing? Is his knee recovering well?
He's doing good. He's doing his PT. No more cane to walk. He's doing
Hey,
good. And our friend Joe Triolo they had like knee surgery like literally a day apart. Joe had a knee replacement. Alex just had some other stuff going on. But yeah,
hmm
anyway, all to
hey,
say. But Joe couldn't go to.
a cane is a nice accessory.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one they give you at the hospital is not super sexy. We
Well,
were
yeah,
joking
yeah,
about it.
yeah. I would want like a nice wooden cane with a dragon on top or something
Yeah.
like that. And then,
Sword in it.
you,
Yeah.
yes, and
Yeah.
I mean, they're illegal, but because I've looked into this, to get one with a sword in it. But you see, you're no one's gonna know unless you take it out. And I mean, you wouldn't probably try to fly with it. But my rationale with the sword and the cane is okay. If I have a cane, I'm inconspicuous maybe already. So you're like, oh, he's not a threat. We won't look into that cane. That's a cool cane with a dragon on it and nice wood and designs and everything. But now, if I need to defend myself, I have a sword. So it's like, all right, like better to have than not. And now I have no excuse right now on me to have a sword. But if I had a cane, that'd be a little different.
Yeah, for sure. I did not
I've
know there was that stuff.
about a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago, I went down a whole rabbit hole of this, of like websites you can find them and buy them and custom ones and
Oh,
everything. So yeah, so
interesting. Yeah. So
someday,
he's not even using the cane anymore, so he's in good shape. But yes, it was a bummer because I was like in the middle of peaking for the meet, and so the volume of your programming and everything goes down, and it was just like it was such a bummer because like Kurt had no time to like program stuff for me to change it up, like while that week that finals was happening, and it was just like I would go to the gym for like 20 minutes and do my little
no.
deload work.
Did
Like,
did you
sucks,
did you at least like max out or take yourself through a little mock meet or anything?
I did. I mean, obviously the conditions are not ideal. It was like me again in the middle of a work day running to the gym to like do something. It's just my head
Yeah,
was not in it. It was not ideal, but whatever. It is what it is. And my next meet will then be Masters Nationals in Salt Lake City in the next year. But anyway, all this to say, so I did not know. It looked to me like the signage was like on like they actually had like screens on the side of the platform so they
oh
could change it up to be UMWF or the USAW logo. So that was pretty cool.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. It was a very crazy meet. Like it was a lot going on because you had the international meet aspect going on with UMWF, and then you know regular finals. I hate to call it regular because it's like that's a big deal. That's one notch under national championships to be
yeah,
able to get to that meet. But I don't know. There's a lot of craziness because we had some international technical officials who actually came. It was kind of hilarious. I actually found out and was very sad to miss her. My friend Margaret Soto, who I met in
oh
Lima, Peru. We worked together and we were the competition secretaries for a junior Pan Am meet together. We were Dos Sotos, as everybody kept calling us. She came up to work in Florida and I missed her and I was so sad. But yeah, so it
double
was like we had a
Sotos.
lot of people. I know. So we had some people from, oh man, I don't know. There were a lot of international people though. It was pretty cool that some people came from like, don't remember where, a couple of European countries. But and then we had some Pan Am friends come up, and we had some Canadians, of course. But yeah, so it was like a true international meet, and they had a jury for every platform, so that was interesting. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic that there's a USAW sided or linked outlet for Masters international competition. So it's coming along. It's been a couple of years in the making now to kind of get to this step after the initial split. So it's
Yeah,
kind of interesting to see how things are growing, and you don't have to go to Fiji, to do the meet. You can just. So I think it was probably a good decision to do it in the States, and try to build up the base.
sure. Yeah. I mean, next year is China, I believe.
Oh wow.
It's all over, and then I mean, I don't think I'm allowed to say beyond that, but they are already planning for like 2027 and 2028. So it should, and they are good choices. I would say, I think personally, we'll see what they land
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, hey, world traveling. That's part of the that's got to be part of the fun of it. You know, if you're a master, maybe you're retired, and now you can do this sport, and then you're like, you know what? Let me travel the world. I always wanted to do that. I might as well do it with weightlifting. I go lift. That takes 15 seconds total. You know,
Yeah.
at the event, and then you can go and explore.
Yeah. Or help
It,
out.
yeah, oh yeah, very important. You should help out. You should help out first. Help out first. Do those
Yeah.
6 a.m. weigh-ins for people will love you.
It was a long one. I mean, there because like the first weigh-in was like 6 a.m. It was one of those because it was like this is like an Arnold size meet, right? It's 5 platforms. So in order to fit everybody in, all those athletes, you had a 6 a.m. weigh-in, and then the last session started at 8 p.m.
Hmm.
It was long days.
Not at States anymore. We're not starting a 8 p.m. session.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm like, when people complain to me about my meets when there's like a 7 a.m. weigh-in or 7:30, I'm like, you have no idea.
I know. Hey, I'll put that 6 a.m. weigh-in on the schedule. I'll do it. Because all right, you got to wake up a little earlier and you go lift. But what you don't understand is it impacts the end of the day greatly. And while you're already home with your feet up watching TV, we're breaking down platforms and putting away plates. And it's 8 o'clock at night, and it could have been 6 o'clock at night. So it's like it's a big difference. Sometimes
Truly.
sometimes everybody's got to sacrifice just a little bit.
Yes, yes.
But I briefly went through some of the results. I'm still compiling the medal report on like all the medals that New York WSO athletes earned, and also the records, figuring that out. But I just have some general notes for the AO finals. I might have missed it or just in the document because everything was mixed in. I did see that Griffin Strength Barbell placed 14th amongst the teams, so that's pretty cool. Congrats to them.
Yes, congratulations.
Top 20, top 15. As far as the medals, I saw a lot of athletes took some second place, third place finishes, things like that. I didn't see any gold medals in the senior categories. I did see a few in the youth. I believe Aubrey and Ashton from Griffin Strength Barbell earned gold medals, so awesome to them. The highest placement that I did notice for the seniors was Mark Marquez. He took third place in the 71 kilo class, also from Griffin Strength Barbell.
Awesome. Yeah.
So it looks like it was a great meet for the Griffin crew. So congrats to them. And I will continue to go through the results to see who else earned bronze, silver medals for. They did give out medals for snatch and clean and jerk in total, or is it just total?
Only for finals. For UMWF, it was total only.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you told me that. That way, I'm not like doing the medal count differently.
Yeah.
Okay, so for finals,
yes, I know some crows got medals for UMWF.
Okay. Oh, and then for the AO for the AO finals, you could get a gold medal for snatch, but
Yes.
not total. Yeah, okay. But for the masters, it's only a total medal.
Correct.
Got it.
So yeah, you could get up to 3 medals for finals and just 1 for UMWF.
So 4 medals, not too bad if you can connect all the dots. And with the masters finals, we had a bunch of world champions. So that's pretty cool. I went through the list, and I hope I got all the ones that I definitely recognized. But we had on the men's side Ryan Hansen, Adam Sagan, Justin Barber, and Mark Liddell. Mark is from Empire Weightlifting. I don't know if he's in the WSO anymore. I'd have to look. But hey, he's still part of Empire Weightlifting, and we love Mark. So even if not, shout out to Mark Liddell. So we have 4 that I saw Masters World's Men's Champions. That's pretty darn cool.
That is
pretty cool. And interesting. Adam was in the 30-year-old category because the UMWF has 30 to 34 and then 35 to 39 because they're slowly moving up the Masters. Soon that 25 to 29 category will be out there. We'll see. So Did they have that? They've always had that, right? The UMWF has always had the 30 to 34.
I mean, yes, they are very new. Like they were just made. That was the first ever meet was last year. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, but they since the beginning they've always started at 30.
I wonder, this has to have happened. If someone has won, like a, let's say like a mass, like some sort of a title, like and got a streak of every weight or age group jump that they've done. Like if Adam does 30 or 34, and let's say in that time he only wins it once, but then he wins it once 35 to 39, and then like I wonder, has anyone done that? That'd be probably
I
a
don't know.
tough
I
thing
mean,
to
I
figure out.
feel like Jim Storch would probably be
Closest, yeah.
closest to that. But yeah, I don't know. But that's a good idea for like an award and something to track a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, like if you were able to do it like at least once in every age bracket, since becoming a master all the way up until like 90, that'd be pretty impressive. I know Howard Cohen Sr. had all like his titles, but I don't know if he did it from the younger masters classes all the way up through.
I bet he did. I bet he did. To be honest
Yeah,
with you,
there's got to
that's
be
a
some
good.
people who have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
That'd
I
be a
would
cool
think
streak.
Jerry, but Jerry, I think started with the like competing. I think a little like later in life because he was more
Mhm.
of a track coach before. So yeah, I don't know. That's a
Well,
good.
all right.
That's a good question.
This is Adam's opportunity right now. So
Yeah.
he's got one world title being in the 30 to 34. So keep training, get as many titles there. But when you get to 35 to 39, we need one in that age bracket. And we're just gonna keep this going. And then when we're 80, we'll come back and we'll talk about this. Yeah. Like wow, who knows what kind of technology will be happening there? We'll be
Yeah.
like mind melding to all the listeners and be like, yeah, everyone, Adam's done it again. He's got his 15th world, title in the age group. So for the women, Amy Wynn, Nydia
Yes.
Pardo, Lucille
Yes.
Murphy, and Tatiana Nicotina all won world championships titles. So and those were the only ones. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Anyone off the top of your head?
I know Adonze got something, but I don't know if it was gold. I cannot remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember.
Okay. Well, if she
Maybe.
did,
Yeah.
congrats.
And I know like we had Nick Lee, I think he got silver or bronze. So he like was not like technically the champion. But yeah.
Okay.
We had a bunch. Yeah. But that
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, those
yes,
are one, two,
congratulations.
was that 8 world champions from New York. So yeah, look at that, New York taking over the world. That's what we do. So it looks like it was a great meet, a fun meet. Everybody had a lot of time, so it'll be again interesting to see how this continues to go. And then I wonder too if the UMWF, since they're new, if they'll eventually add more international caliber meets, because like the IWF has like Worlds and Pan Ams, and right now the UMWF has Worlds. Do they have another thing?
They had because this was World Championships and then they had a World Cup
Mm.
earlier in the year. And that one I think was in Singapore because I remember Choi went to that. But I think that's it for the time being. But they're super active and like networking and trying to work on all of the stuff. And I mean, because that federation was like started in Oceania, and it's like they have a lot of connections in Australia and like
Mm.
Asia over there and stuff. And now they're working on spreading out to being able to make it more of a truly like international across the globe kind of federation. So
Cool.
look for
Well,
that. Yeah.
hey, we're a part of the growth, and if they have friend of the show, Mr. Michael Choi, if they have him on their side, I have no doubt they're going to do well.
Agreed.
That was a fun talk we had with Michael way back.
Yes.
Any other thoughts on the AO or finals on finals?
No, I mean it was yeah. It seemed. I mean, I probably have more if I had been there, but just from a distance, it was just like from my usual TO perspective, it just seemed like a lot. It was just we don't usually do meets that large, especially for that last meet of the year. it's a weird one because it's always the week after Thanksgiving. So like,
Yeah.
attendance is always like, and registrations are always like a little weird. So it was a lot. So, I mean, a big thank you to our technical official corps because that was a lot of work. 5 platforms with probably so it's like Arnold size with like half the staff, I feel, that was like there. So they were stretched pretty thin. A lot of them were working long days. So thanks to them. And I hope everybody had a great time. From what I heard, everybody did. It's it was literally on the beach.
Yeah. You can't go too wrong.
Yeah, in the middle of this cold weather we're having. So I think everybody.
Always important, if you go to an event like that and you have a great time and whatnot, just look around at all the bodies in the chairs behind computers, untangling wires, and it's like they did this for you. They could be on that beach right now, but they're doing this for you. So be sure to thank them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have, since we're kind of on the thought process here of international level and international meets, we do have some things coming up in the new year that I know you wanted to talk about with the Arnold and Masters. So do you want to dive into that a little bit?
Sure.
We have some important dates that everybody. This is always the time where it's like you could easily forget a cutoff date or a deadline this time of year.
So, okay. So, just as far as stuff that's registrations that are open that you can register for currently, there's the Arnold, which is March 5th through the 8th. And right now I looked last night and we were at about 840 something so 850 registrations, let's just say, and there's a cap. I believe it's 1,400 now because we took out, University National Championships has now moved to Salt Lake City with Masters this year, so that opened up a lot of cap space.
I saw that, and that's it's one of those things where it's like, why did we wait so long to do this? Probably, like the putting the age groups together, and then the Arnold just has to be the Arnold. You don't have to do 2 competitions. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing was that the Masters. Some of the feedback early on was that the Masters always wanted their meet to be only them. And I understand why, in terms of just like there are so many age groups, that meet can take almost a full week of time, right? Because there are just so many people that come to them. But I think that, yeah, absolutely. This was the right move. And I mean, it's weird because it's like 2 completely different age groups and like types of people, so it's going to be fun to see what that's like. But I mean, everybody I heard is like excited about it and having the university kids with the Masters. But
and hopefully that's a better time of year. I like for university like students and stuff. Like maybe that's a better time of year for them. It's around spring break. Actually, I don't even know what spring break is, but like instead of like right in like the beginning of March, like when you might be having some sort of a midterm or something. I'm sure that could possibly be a plus.
Good call. Yeah. But yeah, so the Arnold has excuse me, it's just a little over half sold out. So there's still space, but you should absolutely sign up ASAP if you want to do that.
That's a meet that could jump in a couple days all of a sudden.
Yes,
when everybody remembers. Yeah.
I mean, I think now it's going to be quiet for a little bit because, like you said, there's less local meets. But come January, I know there's a ton of meets on the calendar, like all across the country. So it's like I'm sure people will qualify, and then if there's still space, they will sign up. So just keep that in mind. And then registration for Masters University Nationals in Salt Lake City is open, and that is April 9th through the 12th. I would definitely be there. And yeah, I mean, that's all the neat stuff. Oh, and then I forgot also, I don't know if you want to pull up on the website the qualifying totals.
Yep. I got that right here. Oh, I haven't shared the screen in a while. All right, I remember how to do it.
This is the present thing?
Present. Share screen. StreamYard. Allow. Okay, this is an experiment for everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now we have like the screen inception. But now it should switch. Did that just switch?
Yeah, yes, it did. Looking good. All
I'll
right.
accept the
But
cookies.
yes, who wouldn't? Yeah. But yeah. So that the 2026 qualifying totals were announced back on October 10th. An email went out, and it was, I believe, it was listed on social media. But regardless, it is on the website. It's active. And then since we have the new weight class changes that will happen on August 1st, they have already explained and figured out how the qualifying totals will change after August 1st. So there's information right there that it had a little explainer on how all of this stuff is going to work. So you can check that out now. There will not be any surprises as far as USA weightlifting goes. The IWF, who knows?
Oh boy, this is just.
But there's that for sure.
I've never been so deflated to see news of the weight classes changing than when they announced that they're doing it again next year. Because we just went through all the work of our records and establishing new records and standards, and now this is going to be the second year in a row for states that the state meet records for a lot of categories will be brand new. It's just a whole thing.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that.
Which we are going to talk about it internally. More than likely, what I'm thinking, and this is just me, my thoughts, we'll have to make new standards for new classes because, like, all right, the 88 kilo class is going away, and then there'll be 85. So we'll need a standard for 85, and it could easily just be it's whatever the record was for 88 or the standard was for 88. You just get a couple kilo allowance, and awesome, break it, But the weight classes that already have it, that didn't change, like let's say for men, 60 and 65, there's no reason to mess with those. Like it's still the same thing. So it's not that we'll have to do a lot of extra changing. What just makes it weird is archiving only a couple weight classes. You know what I mean? Like because we do archive old records. So archiving like records for like 3 weight classes for the men and 2 for the it's just going to look a little funky on a sheet, and it's like, yeah, here's the sheet for that half a year that we had these weight classes. These were the records. Like it just makes things a little weird like that. But
a little bit, yeah.
No.
It's not the WSO's fault though.
Nope. This is at the highest level you could possibly go. So I'm sure we could email info@iwf.com and never expect a reply. So all right, cool. So we got qualifying totals, and we've been eyeing. I've been eyeing those totals. I know when they came out, everyone on my team was like, "What's going on here?" Let's see what's going on. So it is nice to have them such in advance.
Yes, and especially for the weight class changes, like to have that figured out and to not be scrambling like the month before or something like that is so great. Like that's awesome. Everybody should know that information is there. It exists. You can look at it. And then the other thing, this is like not going to affect a lot of people, but they announced the 2026 selection procedures for international teams, and this is always a hot topic, more so in terms of like social media misinformation that gets sent around, in my opinion, personally. The document, though, there it is on the website, looking great. The high performance team did a lot of work in the past few months to, if you look at that, I think it's the selection procedure policy. I can't remember.
Want me to click that one?
I think that's it. Sure. Yes, please. So, as you can see, even just as you scroll down to, I think it's on page 2. Keep going. Yeah. There you go. There is. This is amazing to me. You'll appreciate this, James. There's now a table of contents.
Oh. Yes.
This did not used to exist in this document. So
you gotta have one.
The high performance team went through and they tried to think of it, especially because now we have Sean Rigsby as part of officially the high performance team. So he's a person who has been dealing with this stuff for a long time, and they wanted to make it something that every athlete and every coach could look through and they could understand a lot more clearly what is expected of athletes if they are going to be selected for any of these teams. And it's awesome. There's a whole bunch of like little parts in there that like I mean I could highlight and just say that are changed. The biggest one that I think is there's been a lot of like public outcry about how like athletes for Pan Am championships and world championships have had to self-fund if they qualify. That is no longer a thing. We are going to pay. USA Weightlifting is going to pay for them, for that athlete.
Hey.
The coach, I can't remember the wording exactly. I'd have to look it up. But and I don't know that coaches will also be included in that unless the athlete is already part of the specific tier of the stipend policy. But athletes, like, no longer will you have to go to GoFundMe and, you know, or make T-shirts, because if you qualified for Pan Am Championships or Worlds, you are going. It is going to be paid for by USA Weightlifting. So that's like a big thing. I think that was kind of it. But that's just one of those ones that I see people, you know, crying out about on social media, and I just wanted to make sure that that part was very highlighted. I think there was one other thing.
And it's like, you know, before you say something, read through this, and then maybe also ask some follow-up questions, and then make a post. You know, this.
Yeah. And I mean, that was probably the biggest thing.
Put something
they
out
also,
there.
Just like we were just talking about with the weight class changes, there is a provision in there called mixed category rankings. I don't remember what page it's on. I clipped it out, but that also accounts for also, just like when weight class changes happen that are out of our control, so that these qualifying totals will accommodate that, and people still understand like where their standings will be. So, but yeah, all of that stuff is like really, if anybody's interested at all, like it's super cool to like look through and just see what is expected. And keep
and if you're a younger athlete, or a coach that hopes to get people to this level, not a bad idea to brush up on this stuff now and just look through things and see where, you know, what the calendar even looks like. Oh, wow, I'd have to go to Ecuador, you know, or I'd have to do this. So it's just good to know. Yeah.
I mean, even those graphs and stuff like that did not exist in the previous document. I can tell you that much. And it's quite helpful, because that shows you right there, like, what is expected of you. If you make a team, like, you have to prove that you are competition ready by hitting certain benchmarks along the way. Like, this is just stuff that I think most people don't know about, what it's like to make a team. It's not just like you hit a total at a meet, you made it, ta-da, like you go. It's interesting because we don't have a you know, we don't have like a centralized coaching system like we used to, where all of the athletes and the one coach for the country really was at, you know, the OTC. So now, since everybody is out with their personal coaches in their neck of the woods, wherever that may be, you have to hit these competition readiness points to be able to prove that you are going to be ready when game time happens. So it's kind of cool. I don't know.
And, you know, I think George Washington could definitely hit this 390 total. I like our theoretical athlete here. It would be cool for eventually, like maybe like on a coach's the monthly coaches meeting that's done on Zoom. If like maybe like Mike Catone or someone could like discuss too why these exercises for the key performance indicators, and like how they're being programmed. Like, should athletes be doing hang snatches, or you just have them do a one-off test? How often are they being tested? Like that would just be cool to know more behind this, you know? And just kind of see, you know, like maybe if that's something people should be doing. This is very cool.
Yeah.
It's always fun to put a fake name into something. I know.
I didn't even know. I looked at everything else, and I'm like, I did not even know it's George Washington.
I like to pick Donald Blake, which is Thor's when he turns into a human. if that's his name. So like sometimes he'll be Donald Blake and he'll work a desk job, kind of like Clark Kent and Superman, and then he'll turn into Thor. So I put that one sometimes. Well, that's awesome. I think there's a wealth of resources on USAW's website, and I think sometimes people forget to go there and to look at things. And there's a lot beyond the Instagram page. Like that's just like each thing has its own spot. Like so, if the Instagram page that's really promotion and quick exchange of information. But like you can find, you're not going to find documents there. You're not going to find rules and policy there. And if you're a member and you're all in, like read all that stuff. It's
I mean,
better being there.
And the website, it's like I understand because I don't know how many people know this, but it's like we used to be part of like the teamusa.org like umbrella of websites as an NGC, as a national governing or NGB, sorry. But so anyway, when we had to move from that to try to save money, and now we're on our own thing, when stuff got migrated, there were a lot of like broken links, and it was a big problem. But I mean, it's been about, I think, 3 years now since we made that change, maybe pushing on 4. But it's like, I think it's all great. And even emails, even if you don't read your emails and somebody says something to you, like all of that stuff is on the website still. Like you can, for the most part, use the search bar to find it. I mean, I've still seen some kinks, but the bigger things are all on there. All of the resources, they might be harder to find. But, yeah. And when in doubt, email the USAW general mailbox.
If anyone remembers the old website, this website is way better.
Yeah. So.
Coming up, we have speaking of asking questions and knowing things, the General Assembly is coming up on December 17th.
Correct. Yes.
So that's exciting. That'll be from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And everybody should have gotten an email. I think you wrote here. I think the deadline is passed to submit questions.
I don't know. Did it say that on the thing?
Submit questions through form in email from December 10th. Okay. So I think you can still, if you check your email, check spam, there should have been an email about the General Assembly meeting coming up if you are an active USAW member, and you could submit a question through the form, and they will potentially read it. Or I know at times there's like very similar questions. So if like 5 people are asking something, like they might just lump it into like, all right, here's the general response for like T-shirts, like, or something like that,
Yeah. And I mean, I think it all depends on how much time is left, because they try to keep it to that hour. They don't like to go over. Matt, the CEO, and Mike Choi, board chair, will be there. And yeah, I never know. I will kind of get a preview of it because we have a regular board meeting the day before. So I will get like a little preview of what Matt's going to talk about. But, Matt usually makes a presentation and goes over all of like the highlights of our year, and it's usually pretty useful information. And it depends how much he has to talk about before they get to the question and answer period in that hour as to how much they will be able to answer.
And, just be in the know. It's better to be that way. Like when you're in the dark and then you hear like someone complaining about something at the gym or at a meet or whatnot, and that's your first input. And now part of the problem with like in anything you do, we all know this, we're all adults here, there's going to be little negative things going on all the time. The problem is if it takes away from your joy of the thing. And if you love weightlifting, you're into this, it's changed your life, all these things, and then you hear someone grumbling about something that ultimately isn't important in the universe or life or anything. It's not, think about it, it's not important. And the person complaining probably isn't doing anything and wouldn't do anything to actually fix it. But the awful thing that they are doing is they may jade you a little bit from the thing that you love. And that's doing weightlifting. And then eventually, all of a sudden, you have all these negative inputs. And now 3 years later, you're not weightlifting anymore. And what a travesty that is. and that negative person that's always complaining about everything. And I bet if you followed them to the grocery store, they'd be complaining about the prices and this and that and everything. It's like, man, like don't let those people. Don't even listen to those people. So it's like enjoy it and be a part of it. If USAW puts something up, like awesome, and understand they have a lot of work, a lot of pressure, and it's not easy. And if it was easy, all right, if it is easy, then do it and see if it's easy. When you get emails and stuff like that, people very, very mad. So I think it's just, I think that would be my message is like, don't let people, because I've had that happen to me with so many things. Like, all right, a perfect example, you're really like a band or something, and then you start to like look behind the curtain and you hear about the band drama, or something like that, and you're like, oh, the drummer, he's the bad guy, and like it's like you don't need that. See, people have too much behind the curtain access on things anymore too.
Yeah.
Dorothy never should have looked behind that curtain in the Wizard of Oz. Everything was fine. Everything was they're having a good time. Then she had
yeah. I see the pros and the cons.
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a while. That's just the thing, because I think Wicked is in the news, or the movie's out there, and it's like so.
That's true. Yes.
Which I won't be going to see, because I have other things to see. But, we're gonna close out the year in a nice way. And we have all these things to look forward to in the new year, new weight classes, these meets coming up right at the beginning of the year. The Arnold's a lot of fun. I'm not planning on going, but I'm sure I'll have FOMO and just want to go. Part of me is debating on because there is a funness of the chaos, there is like a fun. You're like, wow, this is so, the energy, it's just so electric. Like there's just people running around, the building's on fire, no one's at weigh-ins. It's just there's a funness to the chaos, So we're not going to lift, but I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I keep thinking, all right, for maybe one of these national level meets, maybe I'll just, if I don't have anyone lifting, I'll just go solo to be able just to fully immerse in that role. And I don't have to coach anybody. I'm just in the TO role of it. And the Arnold would probably be the easy one to do, but because there's just so many other things going on, the convention and everything. So yeah,
I understand. I mean, I pretty much go to every meet except for one each year, and I looked back, and that has been the case since 2019 for me. And it's like sometimes it's a choice, I'm actively I'm not going. Anybody who knows me knows I actually do not like the Arnold. I'm one of those people, and it's more from a TO perspective than it is as an athlete. But it's always very expensive, and just because the hotels are a little crazy, and try and get an Airbnb, forget it in that area because of that. It sells out so far in advance.
We would normally have rented our Airbnb by now. I think when we were going, I was doing it in November at some point and getting everybody signed up, because I'm like, guys, we cannot do this in January. We're going to be 40 minutes away. So
yep, totally. So, I mean, that's kind of the one that I usually kind of tend to skip if I can. But yeah, and sometimes I don't have a choice, like with this last one with Daytona. But yeah, the FOMO is real. But I have to say, it's just like with finals and usually with the Arnold, I have less FOMO because I see, this is actually hilarious. Michelle Woogan and I were talking, and we were talking about the TO WhatsApp chat, and she started to see the bubble with the number of how many messages were in that chat. And we have a TO social chat and a regular TO chat. TO chat is supposed to be all business, and the social chat is supposed to be for fun. But anyway, the point is, Michelle saw that number starting to climb and hadn't looked at it. And by the end of and I said, oh my gosh, and we were both joking about it. And I was like, if you can just leave that and don't touch it, don't clear out that number, let's see what you have by the end of the weekend.
Oh boy.
And it was insane. I've never seen so many messages. So it's because of that kind of stuff, like it is with the Arnold, where it's just a lot of chaos is happening, and platforms are running late, this person isn't there, can you can somebody swap with me, blah blah blah, oh, lunch is here, that sort of stuff. So it was just a lot of that stuff happening because it was it was just the usual 5-platform meet chaos, really. But
It's
I'm like, I don't miss that.
it's so funny with like technology increasing the way that the ways that we're able to communicate with one another. That a chat like that's a perfect example. All of a sudden, everybody, they can just project a random thought into the group, right? Without, let's say they have they're just sitting there in the chair and they're like, "When is lunch coming? Let me just put it in here," right? Instead of just waiting, and then and that creates chaos because everybody can just project their brain into one thing in random, just like a couple words, just asking things they really don't need to ask, right? Or things that have already been answered. So now imagine when, because you hear it like Elon Musk and everyone, they want to like do neural links and link all of our brains together. That's not going to work. That's going to be insane. Like, can you imagine just everybody being able to like project their thoughts and also like with the way people are like nasty on social media and stuff. Imagine if everybody was in a group and the person was at the front, like no one would have the courage to raise their hands and say that nasty thing, but they can because of anonymity and they feel protected behind the screen and everything, right? And they just let their thoughts pour into this thing, right? And now you want to link everyone like brains together and stuff? No way. I'm like, mine's shut off. No one can. That'd be crazy.
Well, have you watched Pluribus? Have you started that at all yet?
I want to. I don't have Apple TV, but is that kind of like a thing like that?
It's like there's a hive mind aspect to it, and it's just funny to me because I think about what you're saying a lot, and I think about how the hive mind on that show, as far as we have seen, is all that everybody's very pleasant and peaceful and calm, and I'm like, is that really how that works out?
No way. The only the like thinking about like on a sci-fi hive mind. One, if everyone's on a hive mind, I would imagine that there's really eventually there's got to become a point where there is no room for independent thought, which is why you become just a husk that the collective hive mind moves, or whatever the master hive mind is. You're just an appendage at that point. So and I imagine that part of what might happen with that is that if you're unable to have independent thoughts anymore and you're just constantly having all these inputs that aren't yours, I imagine all that noise at some point must drive you insane and just kind of wipe things out. And then you become docile, and then you're just waiting for the next thing to tell you to go and do that.
And there you go. That explains it. That's pretty good. That's a fair point. Yeah.
I just thought about that just now. Like I've never had to think about that until just now. But that sounds horrific. That sounds
Well,
good.
That's the point of that show, though. The main character, she's like, I want my independent thought.
I want to see that. I definitely do, especially since it's from the Breaking Bad people. So
yeah.
And Better Call Saul. Yeah. I've been watching Fargo. I'm on season 3 of Fargo, which I've heard is not the favorite season of people, and I can see why already. I'm only 3 episodes in, and it's like I'm just finishing it. Is
that the Chris Rock one?
No, that's number 4.
Oh wait, what's 3?
3 is that's the Ewan McGregor. He plays 2 twins.
Oh, I appreciate it by the end though. Yeah. Okay. But 2 is my favorite.
2 was incredible. Oh my goodness. that was one of those shows where I'm like, oh no, it's 4 a.m. but here we go. And I love season 1 too. With
yes.
Oh, I just forgot his name.
There's so many. There's a lot. Billy.
Oh yeah, Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep.
BBT, as I have to refer to him at work because he's on a Paramount Plus show. And they always they don't want to type out the name, so they just put that shot of BBT in, and I'm like, okay.
There you go. Yep, he was fantastic. Everybody was fantastic in it. Mm-hmm. Colin Hanks was great. Like everybody. And I like how season 1 and 2 link a little bit with like you get to see her as a little girl and her father when he was the cop, and then it puts things more into perspective. One of the best scenes in season 1 was when Billy Bob's character and he's at the cafe and and he's talking to the father who used to be a cop, and he like sizes him up right away, and they're just having this. It's like a tense conversation, but not. It's also like veiled with friendliness, and you're like, this could blow up at any second right now. But it was, but then when you go into season 2, you're like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, I'd actually say season 4 is probably the least well received.
Ooh, okay.
People don't love 3 for various reasons, but I still think that's like 4. I was like, oh man, and then he came back with 5, and it was really good. So.
I'm gonna finish the whole thing out, and with season 2, the other thing I really appreciated, his name, Ted Danson.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen him act in anything in a while, and he was so good in this. And spoilers, every time he was potentially to be in jeopardy, I was like, oh no, like I'm not, because like I loved that character. He was so good. And plus Ted Danson, I used to watch way back in the day, like all of them. He had a show called Becker.
Of course.
Did you ever? And like I used to watch, and of course he was on Cheers, or so I used to watch that a little bit. But then when he had just Becker, I watched Becker, and I used to watch that all the time. And I was like, I haven't seen you in forever. I was so happy to see him, and he looks great.
He's the best. You watch him. I guess you can watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he's great because he's like the guy who never wants to put up with Larry's shit. So
yeah. So he was great. It was awesome to see him in that.
Yeah.
All right, back to weightlifting.
Sorry.
Yes. Let's do the Wrapped here. So I'll do a screen share. We have we did this last year where we got to see some stats on the podcast and learn some things. And so we'll do a screen share, and we'll go to the Wrapped. You can see that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look down memory lane for the New York WSO podcast. Let's see what we find. I don't know what any of these numbers mean. There's a 40 there. Oh, it's still going.
It's just loading percentage.
Oh, okay, maybe. They should put a little percentage mark there. Okay, here we go. 2025 Wrapped for creators for the podcast. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's see what they found. So apparently this was quite the year for us. So let's find out why. A little proof that hard work pays off. Which, I mean, we did take some breaks. So it's like, thank you, Spotify. Thank you. We did work hard this week. Our total new audience, we're up 333% increase in audience from last year. Wow. That's pretty darn good. I thought this was a clickable button right here, but this little thing that follows you around, this is distracting.
Oh,
yeah.
That is weird.
So hey, that's so we have more listeners. That's cool. And we got a 53% increase in actual followers. Okay, so people, I guess there's people that will listen to the show maybe because it pops up on a feed somewhere, but they may not be following the podcast on Spotify or something. So that's very cool. So hey, that's a good bump. Thank you everybody who followed. This is kind of trippy. Some of these things. This year, one episode rose above the rest. Okay. Any guesses on what it could possibly be?
I barely remember like 3 months ago in my life. So I can't, like, we were going to talk about, like, I don't remember what we did in like January. So
it is crazy how like we're about to finish 2025 and January and February of last year feel like they were 5 years ago. It's like I don't know. It's like perception of time. The year has been very long, but it was. Oh, the interview of Danny Casey.
Makes sense. Yes, for sure.
Look at that. Shout out to Danny Casey, the coach of the year in the New York WSO. This episode was played 159% more than the average episode. Wow. So very popular. And look at that. Spotify just wanted to give Danny one last shout out. It's like, you know what?
He deserves it.
He does. Episode 20.
Oh.
We're still quoting it. I don't know what that means. And neither do they. They didn't really follow up with that one. Let's talk video. Spoiler alert, your fans couldn't look away. So maybe that means people are watching the video.
Yeah, interesting.
Option.
I don't think we got this last year.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Your show is in the top 30% of videos on Spotify. Hey, not bad. Of all of Spotify, not bad.
That's crazy.
We'll take that. Considering we didn't have too many episodes. It was that Danny Casey episode. Just people just kept watching. like, oh, his hair looks great. Look at that. Your listening passport got a real workout. Let's see where we went in the world. Nan countries reached overall. What does that mean?
That's 0. But so that's like an error right there. I don't know what's up with that.
Okay, yeah, that's got to be an error. Because, all right, our top countries this year were the United States and Brazil. Do we know anyone in Brazil?
No. I remember last year we got Jordan, and I actually ended up figuring out that was one of the lifters from Murder of Crows, Rafed Abbasi. He was listening to it while he went home.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
But Brazil, I am at a loss. Who knows?
Wow. Hey, if you are in Brazil, contact us. Send a message through the comments or the show, or email one of us. You can find our emails somewhere. I won't say it now, just so we don't get a lot of spam. But like, find a way to contact us and let us know who you are, just because that is kind of cool to know.
Yeah.
There could be an international lifter out there somewhere listening to the New York WSO podcast. For all that we know. All right, moving on. What's our next stat here? Top fans assembled. Your show made it to the top of many fans' lists. Ooh. We are the top 10 show for 28 fans.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you to those 28.
Mm-hmm.
We are the top 5 show for 20 fans. Not bad. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of competition out there. And we're the number 1 show for 8 fans. All right.
Love it.
All right. So if you have done this Wrapped for yourself on Spotify, which I think everybody has, and the New York WSO popped up as number 1 for your show, you got to let us know. Like, tag us on social media or send us a message or something, just so we know who these 8 are. Tag us, and we will give you a shout out on the next episode. So you should be commended for your service. 10% of our fans binged 2+ episodes in one day. That's a commitment. That's a lot of listening. That's a lot of listening to us talk about weightlifting, and now Fargo and other things.
Ted Danson, yeah.
Yep, and wrestling. Yeah. We need to do a wrestling show at some point. We should. That is dedication. Yes, we agree, Spotify. All right, moving on. It goes without saying your fans have great taste. Here's what else they're listening to. All right.
Oh, interesting.
What do you think? What do you think people that are listening to the podcast, what are they listening to in terms of music?
Is that what it is? Is it music or is it other podcasts? I don't know.
I think it's going to do both.
I don't know. It's such a tough thing because, like, you know, like, I am not on Spotify. I use Apple Music, so it's like my taste would not be factored in, and I don't know. I also think that, you know, I feel like some people maybe only come to Spotify for these specific things that they want. So I don't know if it's going to track.
That is true.
It's tough. It's tough to say. So
I'm trying to think of what's popular because, like, I listen to a lot of old music.
I was gonna say none of this stuff is going to align with my own taste personally. I can tell you for sure.
Maybe there'll be some Black Sabbath on here with Ozzy's or some Ozzy's.
There's gonna be a lot of Taylor Swift, I'm sure.
Let's find out. Top artist. Oh, there she is. Yep, you were right. Alyssa. Yep, this is all Alyssa. Alyssa has to be one of our top 8 fans, and that's why Taylor Swift is at number 1 here. So yeah, we have number 1 Taylor Swift, Number 2, Kendrick Lamar. Number 3, Linkin Park. Okay, I can get on board with that. Number 4, Bad Bunny. All right, cool. And number 5, Hosier, that's actually the one person I don't know who that is.
I do not know either. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this is we'll have to make sure that all of these artists go on the soundtrack for states next year. We'll have to do that.
Good idea. Good idea.
Audiobooks. Wow, we're doing audiobooks. Okay. So our listeners listened to Dopamine Nation by Dr. Anna Lembeck.
Amazing. This array here.
Finding Balance in the Age of Indulgence. Hey, this sounds kind of important. We are in. All right, yeah. So we're in the age of indulgence right now. I know at one point we were in the age of entitlement, which I think that's still kind of bleeding over. So, but I love how every age is like a bad one. It's like the age of entitlement, the age of indulgence. Right. Then we had number 2, Tough by Greg Everett, weightlifting coach. So there's a weightlifting kind of specific.
Appropriate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams. A cautionary tale of power, greed, and lost idealism. Interesting. Othello by William Shakespeare. Wow, we really have.
That's the one work of fiction. I love it.
Yeah.
I want to know who is listening to that.
Yes. Okay. Yes. All right, hold on. Well, let's fit the last one. Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing by Matthew Perry. Or is this about Matthew Perry?
It looks like it's by him, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it says, yeah.
Oh, and read by a memoir read by the author. So he himself read it. That's pretty cool. So if you are a fan and still mourning his passing. So I guess I definitely want to know if you are a listener and you listen regularly, and you listened to the audiobook for Othello by William Shakespeare, you got to let us know, because this has to be only one person, right? How many people last year could have possibly listened to this ebook? Or if you listen to any of these ebooks, let us know. And wouldn't it be funny if this is one person?
But I can't. But then, like, why would that be number 1 if like Matthew Perry only had one? Like, like how did it crack above 5? I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. How did it decide to order them? If only one person listened to each of these? Well, hey, we want to know, and I'd like to know who listened to the Matthew Perry book too.
Yes.
So yeah, let us know. This is an interesting one for sure. We're learning about our listeners right now, so we're gonna have to drop more Shakespeare references, more Friends references. I'll have to binge watch the show. Top podcast shows. This is another surprising turn on I guess not, but actually maybe some of them are. We have number 1, the Joe Rogan Experience, which that's to be expected. It's a pretty popular show, and he has a wide variety of guests. The second one's Pardon My Take, which I don't know who. Oh, this is Barstool.
Yeah.
So DraftKings, so some sort of Barstool podcast. Pardon My Take. The Timcast in real life. I'm really surprised to see this one here, considering our other entries into music and audiobooks, I guess.
Who is that?
He's a pretty extreme political commenter guy. Okay. Then we got Part of the Problem, which is another political podcast. Dave Smith. So I would say maybe the Timcast, I could be wrong, is more of a far or right wing type podcast, or maybe bouncing on the libertarian type of scope. And Part of the Problem, Dave Smith is like a libertarian type of podcast.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. Do you know who Jimmy Dore is?
I believe he's a comedian.
Okay.
Yes.
I would guess that by that thumbnail.
Yeah. Okay. This is interesting. All right. Cool. So yeah, that's what our listeners are also listening to so you listen to an episode of the New York Weightlifting Podcast, then you get a couple songs in on Taylor Swift's new album, and then at the end of the day, you're listening to Othello by William Shakespeare, And maybe when there's not been a new, New York Weightlifting podcast episode coming up, you listen to Part of the Problem with Dave Smith and get his take on what's going on in the political spectrum and stuff. So yeah, all right, interesting. That's quite a day. You might want to frame this. Okay, let's see if we want to frame it. Whatever this is. What is it? A 2025 marathon show. Fans listened to you for longer than 72% of other shows. Hey, that's pretty cool. I think a lot of people start podcasts and don't finish them.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe people are getting deeper into our podcast than they are of others. I don't know if I'll frame this, but a 2025 fan favorite, your average rating was higher than 75% of other shows. I didn't even know we were being rated.
Interesting.
Hey, if you are listening and you haven't yet, definitely do give the podcast on Spotify, if you wouldn't mind, a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate it. And on YouTube, too. What's next? Oh, that's it. That's our wrapped.
Okay.
Not too bad.
No.
Yeah, that was fun. I especially like hearing what people are listening to and that kind of stat, because that's just really, really interesting. And then it makes me want to know who's that, or it might give you an idea. I didn't get any ideas off of this one. Like I'm not gonna listen to any of those audiobooks, I don't think, or any of those artists, but
no. I've read that Greg Everett book before, so
there you go. Was that a good book?
Oh yeah, I love Greg, so
Yep.
His personality is wonderful to me, and it comes through in his writing. So I think he's great.
Very cool.
He's just been in the sport for a long time. So he has lots of
forever. I forget the name of it. It's probably the Olympic weightlifting book, right? Or training manual or something. Everybody has that book.
Yes.
It should be on the. Oh, that'd be a great episode. We should do someday. Like these are the books you should get, or something like that.
Yeah.
Shamelessly plug 2 of mine, but it says
yes, that's good.
Conflict of interest on this list, but
does not apply here.
Yeah, but I do have a lot of other weightlifting books. Do you have weightlifting books?
I have a bunch. I definitely bought a bunch, like when I first started weightlifting, and then like for people that I like to hear what they have to say, like Greg, I will buy a newer one. But Siren. But yeah, so but I haven't really bought one in a while.
Did you read The White Prisoner by Galibin Boyski? I'm butchering his last name. One of the Bulgarian lifters.
Oh no.
It's written in kind of like story form, but it's about him training in the Bulgarian system and then eventually getting arrested for trafficking drugs. It's a great book. I was literally up until all hours of the night reading it because I couldn't put it down. It's written very, very well, and the story form kind of helps it versus it being like kind of like only facts or stuff like that. So like there's characters in it and they speak and stuff like that, but like it was really, really good, and especially like the insight on like, oh, I was supposed to win. Like it's like it was a decision. I'm gonna win the world championships. Like I'm gonna do it. Like before they even lift the weights, it's like. But then it was decided I wasn't going to win, and they did this. They did this to stop me from winning, and like with the coaching staff and stuff like that being against you or for you, and the government and all this other like is really interesting. I don't know. I don't know how much of it's true, but if you want some kind of a weightlifting book like that, really, really interesting, and it's tiny. It's an easy read.
Huh. Okay.
The White Prisoner, very good. Well, Sarah, we covered a lot.
We did.
We've wrapped up 2025. Any closing thoughts on the year? Anything like that?
No, no, and then I start to talk. It was a very. I had a great year. I got to see a lot of people going to all of those national meets and local meets and being at states. This was my favorite states like to date. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. But I'm looking forward to what happens next year as we get further into like the new Olympic quad and seeing how like those qualifications go. It should be interesting. I feel like we're kind of in this like transition period with like newer talent that we're starting to see the people that will probably end up at the Olympics for us, and it's kind of cool to just watch it all take place, and I can't wait to see where it goes. And
Yeah. It feels like a very peaceful time. Hopefully it'll stay like that. And I'm looking forward to states next year. And I think every year we're a little more prepped. And like I feel like this year we'll be even more prepped because there's a bunch of stuff right away in January that I'm just going to buy those banners now. I'm just going to get the medals going right now, because last year we had to do the whole thing of like, well, we need a new medal design. Like this year, we don't have to do that. I just brought all the medals we have left from Binghamton to here because I need to count them out and see how many we need to replenish and then get the lanyards redone. Because the company, you can mail them back, the medals that you already bought, and they'll put new lanyards on them for you. And then also they have a way you can do attachable lanyards, which I think that's going to be the way that we go in the future, or at least we'll try it out this next year. That way, when we have to replace them, if the year is on the lanyard and it says 2025, you're kind of stuck with it. You have to cut it off and either get a replacement, or because there's no fixing that. So I think that'll kind of be a workaround for this. But we have a lot of great things planned, and we made some systems better this past year in terms of communication and start list and other things. And we're gonna make what I'm super excited for states. We're gonna rent a U-Haul trailer. And we're gonna get. I don't even know why it didn't like pop up into mind for this past year. Plus, I don't know if we would have had the funds to do it either way.
You're trying to save money, so it made sense. Yeah.
So, but now getting all that stuff in a trailer and having one trip and all the wood and everything's just right there, and that is gonna save out like, oh my gosh, like the cleanup time and the setup time. I feel like it's just going to keep getting faster, and that's what we need. We need it to be fast, and not take all day. So, yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I'm literally going to be waiting all year just to use a U-Haul trailer. I just want to see it happen. Just see it happen. Awesome. Well, Sarah, great talk. Where can people follow Sarah?
Sarasota Rep on Instagram.
Sarasota Rep, and it says it right there under your name. If you're one of those people that watch the video part, you can see it right there. Follow me, James A. McDermott. Follow the New York WSO on Instagram. We got to follow it right there. It goes on the screen at New York Weightlifting. Go to nywco.com. Exciting new things coming up there very, very soon. So, yeah.
And one awesome. Final thought. I think that everybody should pay attention and be at the National Assembly when we have it. I think it's 8 p.m. our time on, what do we say, the 17th? Yes.
Yes.
Everybody should do that as a birthday gift to you, James.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to that question request form, and you're gonna flood that it's my birthday, and we're gonna see if we can get to see this. Yeah, we can see if we can get Matt Sicchio to sing me happy birthday. That'd be amazing. or at least mention it. Yeah. There we go. Cool. 39 years old coming up. This is my last year in the threes.
I was gonna say, new age group next year.
That's right. I'm glad I at least did one meet in the 35 range, so that I'll have to get I'll just have to get my own streak going of doing one in each of the brackets.
I love that. Do that.
I will. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We will be back very soon.